So I'm watching this, and 50% of the workers in Orangi are girls everywhere. So I'm a happy man now. And this is the greatest sociological change that is taking place in the Muslim society is this emancipation of women. By emancipation I mean they are no longer segregated, they have become independent economic workers. Out of 80,000 girl students in Orangi, 45% of the 80, that 36,000 are girls.
Sir, I think he's alluding to the rural women.
Yeah, the rural women in Sindh, I don't know, but you already saw in Ibrahim Hedri that it was the women who said that the brothers also should wake up. And they are conducting health program. The Sindhiani Tehreek in Sindh is very strong. The backbone of the Sindhi nationalist movement are the women, as they were in India. The Hindu women were the backbone of the Indian national movement, and that was a great contribution by Gandhi. I am a great admirer of Gandhi in that respect.
Sir, if it's not happening, I'm talking about now specifically in the context of Balochistan, I don't know about anywhere else, what should the role of the RSPs be? When you see women, the status of women is getting worse, and believe me, it is.
No.
I'm talking about, sir, my area. So, what should our strategy be?
In your area, the status of man is also getting worse,
that
because you are not doing anything.
Right.
You are simply living on the cream of the land, spending money. What has happened in Balochistan, the real development took place when that man was the director, Howard, or what was his name, and he introduced these fruit gardens. After studying, the Middle East was a great place for fruit gardens. He brought it in the 20s and 30s. I have read a whole book on that, how he did. You should read that book and carry it. Now what he did, he has sown the seed. You can multiply that by at least 1,000 times. You should make Balochistan like Iran, like Afghanistan. Afghanistan is producing 20, 30, 40 times of the quantity of fruit than Balochistan is producing. Why is that? It's your fault.
Heavy load I have to carry. पता लग
ग्रांट इन्वेस्टमेंट है तकरीबन आधा बजट हम लोगों का ग्रांट इन्वेस्टमेंट है. From what I understand, your views are very clear about it, that we should not go into a grant investment. But in case of SRSC, even for 5 years we have gone into this grant investment, how do you propose कि इस चीज़ को खत्म किया जाए? एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट है जहाँ के 5 साल से ये चीज़ होती रही है.
आप मुझसे ये पूछ रहे हैं कि एक आदमी हीरोइन खाने लगा है तो उसे कैसे खत्म किया? There is only one answer. Stop taking heroin.
Stop taking. And
how you do that? I am very happy that it was a very sort of risky thing. The people of Orangi abused me thoroughly. They called me an international fraud. When I said that you make these lanes yourself, spend the money. They said you are getting a lot of money from outside and putting it in your pocket and asking us to make the lane. The international fraud, they called me. And said one of them said, old man, you seem to have some influence. Why don't you get the KMC to build these lanes for us? No, this heroin habit has to be broken. And it can be broken. अब गांव में हमसे कोई सब्सिडी नहीं मांग रहा. यूसुफ शाह सब्सिडी में 10 लाख रुपए दे दिए उसने हमें मार्कअप 10 लाख इट्स लॉट ऑफ मनी
डिसीजन लेने की बात
है?
सर जब आप आए और आपने कहा ट्यूबवेल नहीं करना पीपीआई के लिए रिमेंबर तो वी वेंट टू द कम्युनिटी एंड वी सेड नहीं करना एंड देन दे एग्रीड टू डूइंग इट लो है
आप करिए तो सही उन्हें लोन दीजिए तो सही
Let me ask you a question on this though. We were seeing in
अब देखिए ना हमें 1 करोड़ रुपया मार्कअप मिल गया 1 करोड़ रुपया हाउ कैन आई से और इसमें 1 करोड़ में जो हमें मिला है इसमें 59 लाख हमें मिला है औरंगी से और 31 लाख मिला है आपके गांव से 31 लाख
I think इसमें despite the criticism of HRSP, we are also doing some infrastructure with loaning. But let me ask another question though. Here in Karachi, we were seeing that the lanes the people are building, but the trunk lines are being done by Sindh Katiyabadi or KMC or someone else. And would the same kind of thing potentially apply in a rural area? I mean, infrastructure is done at different levels. If in fact one were to help somebody, a village, to put in the large channel, but all of the connecting channels that make that land productive are being done by the village itself. But they don't necessarily have all the resources, some of them, to perhaps do the entire, say, large channel. I mean, is there an equivalent thought? Because if we simply said to welfare colony, you do everything for yourself, they were in no position to do it.
No, it's not so black and white. It's like this. Actually, if we had continued, I wrote in my 12th report that the first phase is over. We had laid a very good foundation. The village organization are active. A lot of money has collected. But now what we have to do is to complete the. So what should have been done? We should have in collaboration. We had built a very good engineering section in AKRSP. One of the best in Pakistan. We should have prepared a 5-year plan. Gone around and these villages would have suggested, and there would have been big schemes and there would have been small schemes. All the water sources, channels, khals were built. But we had a 5-year plan. So there should have been a 5-year plan prepared by your engineers in consultation with the local people. That here this big channel. Now once you have got this plan, then you start thinking about its execution. Some of it could have easily been done with the money which they already have. Some of it they would have required a loan. Some their investment, some loan. Then there is plenty of money floating around. If they had lobbied, they would have got the money. So there would have been 3 sources: their own money, loan money, plus government grant from the local government. Did you?
I mean, where there is money, there are programs to lobby and get the money.
I mean,
And it doesn't give
And again, look, the next thing was, let me sort of clarify to you our vision. It's an absurd situation, as absurd as Balochistan. They are living on the money supplied by the taxpayer from the rest of Pakistan. Balochistan is still exporting something, but in Gilgit nothing is being exported. They are simply taking. How can a area live or survive just by importing things from outside and sending nothing? So what I was envisaging was that there would be a flood of export from Gilgit, and this was a